All right, in this video, I'm going to teach you how you can move down to Florida from planning to having boots on the ground in under 90 days. How am I qualified to teach this? I did it. Back in 2019, we started researching different areas in June, and we ended up, I think we closed on our house in August. It was pretty fast. So, by the way, my name is Jason Eichmiller. I run this channel. And I'm a mortgage broker, relocated from the Philly area 3.5 years ago, and I'm loving every second. And my goal with this channel is to empower you and to help you. If you want to move to Florida, you're probably afraid. You're probably making up a lot of fear. God, I'm not saying that insultingly, but it's because I did. So my goal with this channel is to let you know that, hey, if you want to do this, you get yourself prepared, you can do it. Why? Because I did it and my family did it. All right, if you want to see more stuff like this, more tips, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. All right, how to do this, how to move to Florida in under 90 days. So first thing you got to do is you got to find an area, right? Where do you want to move? Florida is a big, big old state, so we got to figure out where you're going to go. Now I've got 3 little kitties. We chose the East Coast, the Southeast Coast, because number one, we wanted the awesome Florida weather, and I feel like there's no weather like the weather in Palm Beach County. It's amazing. It's warm in the winters. I'm wearing a t-shirt and kind of sweating, and it's February 1st. And the summer temperature, it doesn't get above about 93, although everybody in the mid-Atlantic and from the Northeast and stuff says that the weather's so hot in the summer. It really isn't. So we chose by weather. My wife wanted proximity to the beach. So here, I'm trying to back this kayak up a little bit. I'm in our little backyard kayak on a backyard lake. Okay, so we wanted to be close to the beach, and where we're at in Wellington is about 35 minutes from a nice beach. So that's not too far. It's a lot better than the 2.5 hours away from the beach that we were in when we lived in the Philly area in Ambler. So that was number 2. Number 3, we wanted suburbia. So my wife teaches at Cycle Bar. She taught in a cycle bar up in the Pennsylvania, in the Philly area. And so we wanted the cycle bars, we wanted the Trader Joe's, we wanted the restaurants, and we wanted it to feel like middle class, right? I don't want to say this the wrong way, but just the way that we felt, and you might be different, but we didn't want strip malls. We wanted, I don't think luxury is the right way to say it, but we wanted something nice. We wanted to be proud of where we lived. So we did a little research. We talked to people. We went into the online forums. We looked at the crime. We looked at, well, I'll talk about schools in a second because we do have 3 little kitties, but they're growing. They're bigger now. They're not little anymore. But that's the first thing. Look at geography. Look at the area that you think you want to move to. So we were thinking Palm Beach County or Broward County, somewhere in the southeast Florida would work well for us. Again, you might be different. You might have different values, but that's the first thing to kind of think of. Second, once we have those areas, what we did was we isolated our searches, kind of our search radiuses. We had a couple bubbles, and we isolated based on schools. So we figured that, okay, well, here are pockets where there are good schools. For example, Wellington. Surprise, we ended up here. They have schools rated very, very high on greatschools.org. There's other areas. There's Parkland down in Broward County, right by Coral Springs, and kind of close to Boca Raton. Boca's got good schools. Palm Beach Gardens has got good schools. So there's pockets of good schools everywhere, but that's where we got a little bit closer. Third thing you got to do, this is the most obvious, so I won't spend a lot of time on it, but you got to get your job right? You got to figure out, okay, am I relocating? Am I able to work remote? A lot of folks are working remote. That's what I did when I moved here. I'm a mortgage broker. I can do this stuff anywhere. With lots of people moving to Florida, my business picked up drastically when I moved here, and I just networked and met a lot of people and went out to events, coached my kids' soccer teams, did that, all that sort of stuff. But if you're not like me, if you're not a mortgage guy, you're not a real estate agent, like where can you find a job? Maybe you're a nurse relocating or a teacher. I'm not sure because these aren't my professions, but I think there are a lot of openings in the healthcare system, and certainly everybody, Florida is always looking for teachers, and Florida is absolutely looking for law enforcement agents as well. So where can you get a job? That's gonna that's gonna drive you, and maybe you look for the job before you look for the schools. You know, either way, you need to get those things together. Then what did we do? We took a look at, do we want to be in an HOA? We're in Olympia in Wellington, by the way. This is like a little lake behind my house. We wanted to be in an HOA because we figured that was the fastest way to meeting people. And this HOA, there's like over 1,000 homes. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's awesome. This community feeds into the elementary school. So almost everybody in the elementary school, Equestrian Trails, lives in Olympia. So again, quick way. We had lots of friends up in Pennsylvania, so that was, I got something in my eye. That was a quick way to make friends with, not only the kids make friends, but just as important, the adults make friends. Nobody wants to, like, I wanted to continue to have happy hours, damn it. And fortunately we did. We did pretty quick. The trick-or-treating in Olympia, in one of these neighborhoods, Easton, is out of control, by the way. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other HOA communities where it is. But maybe you're not like us. Maybe you want a little bit more space. Knock on Olympia in these HOAs is there isn't a lot of land. I mean, look at these houses. One of those houses is mine. There aren't big yards. So if you want big yards, you might be thinking about moving to maybe in Loxahatchee, maybe just in, well, I'm talking about my area specifically because I know it like the back of my hand, but you'll have other areas where it's not an HOA, where you have acre plus lots. You can go up to 5 acre plus lots. You know, whatever you want, you're going to find a place that kind of that gets pretty close and checks off most of the boxes. I won't say checks off all the boxes, because to do that you've got to win Powerball, but you can get pretty close. So if you know those, if you figure those things out, then you're going to be good to go. And getting back to how we did this in under 90 days, once we isolated, we figured out that, hey, we visited Wellington. We actually took a trip down. It was on Father's Day in 2019. And we took a trip down, and we just stayed at an Airbnb for about 5 days. We went to the beach once or twice, but we tried to do normal things. We drove around. We went to the grocery stores. We toured the area. I worked from home. And we just wanted to get a feel of, can we see ourselves living in this community? And we could, and that was it. As soon as we got back, we said, okay, Wellington is the area. We still don't have a house. I don't think we were far enough where we had located a school yet. I knew the job thing would work just because of what I do. So we put our house on the market, our house in PA in the market, and it sold in 1 day. Boom. Okay. You get back, house sells in 1 day. Now we postponed our close a little bit. I think we did a 40-day close on it just to give us time to find someplace down here. But as they say, the search was on. So then we had already hooked up with a realtor. By the way, if you need a realtor, whether it's in Wellington, Palm Beach County, or other areas, this is what I do. I work with lots of really, really competent full-time realtors, not the person who just sells one house a year, but the people who depend on real estate for their life and for their lifestyle. So I'm glad to hook you up with a great realtor down here. So we did that. We hooked up. We were already hooked up with a realtor. We found a place. We put an offer on it. Negotiated a little bit. Boom. Got it done. And yeah, we closed on our house. We took the long drive down 95, a little bit over 1,000 miles, in early August. We closed on our house virtually. We sold our house. We closed on the house that we sold in Pennsylvania virtually. We were living in an Airbnb here for about a week while we were waiting for our house here in Olympia to close, and it closed. We signed the papers. Celebrated. Well, actually then, so we had pods, and the pod delivery was delayed, so it was kind of tough. We bought air mattresses at the Walmart, and we didn't have any furniture, and we were eating. We got some pizza in the beginning, and the pizza boxes were actually our plates. So we roughed it here for about a week or so, and then our stuff came, and then we were all good. So that is how you relocate to Florida. I know it sounds crazy, but believe me, you can do this. All right. If you want to go more in depth about how to get a pre-approval for relocating, if you want to learn about how to get jobs, about how to find the best schools, I've got videos on all these things. So go ahead and check out the channel and hit that subscribe button too, because when I come up with new educational videos, then you can kind of see what we've got going on. Finally, if you are looking to move here, if you want to get hooked up with a realtor, with an homeowner's insurance agent, I'm glad to connect you to the good folks that I work with. And of course, the easiest thing in the world for me to do is the mortgage for you. Do this all day, every day, help folks relocate down here. And it's so neat, it's so fun, it's so cool. Taking somebody from, they had a dream of moving down here and they were kind of afraid because it seemed like such a big thing. I mean, we moved 1,000 miles without knowing anybody. I mean, it kind of is, it is a big thing. But if you kind of separate it into tasks, it's no big deal. You can do it. If you believe in yourself and you believe in this dream, then I believe in you and I'll help you. At least connect you, help you with the mortgage part, and of course answer any of your questions if you have any. You can get me, my name's Jason, by the way. Again, you can get me at 888-309-9705. It'll be below also. You can email me at jason@keyhome.life, or you can go to keyhome, www.keyhome.life, and just put in your information. We can pick a time to chat. All right, thank you so much. I wish you the very best. And again, if this is your dream, you can make it happen. You can do this. And 90 days, I will be saying welcome to Florida. Take care.